I pray to him every day, because I know he's here with us, watching over us.
And, he let me know he's there, like, I'm here, like.
Bridget Gee and Shauna Tremble have been waiting 11 years for answers in the death of Brian Jones.
We have our moments where, we just break down,
Brian loved cars, and his family describes him as flashy, but they say he had a big, loving personality.
The community knows him as Big Boy because he was a big, hefty teddy bear.
But Brian, who is Shauna's brother and Bridget's cousin, was found dead on 275 near the Petersburg exit in January of 2010.
He was more of a brother than a cousin.
He was just 29 years old.
I'm still here, and he's not.
These are pictures from the scene when his body was discovered. Shauna says she didn't believe it when she found out her younger brother was dead.
Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, y'all lying, it's not true. Like, where are you getting this information from?
So for this heinous crime to happen to my cousin, it is like unbelievable.
It was pretty bizarre.
Detective Coy Cox is with the Boone County Sheriff's Office. He was with a different department at the time of Brian's death, but he was at the scene.
The only garment that he was wearing was a pair of underwear. That was it, and it was freezing cold. There's no sign of struggle or anything there, just there he lay.
But Detective Cox says there was a sign of struggle inside Brian's home. Authorities think he was taken from his home in his underwear and shot on 275. Around the time Brian was found, a man walked into the Cincinnati Police Department and asked to speak with officers.
Actually, the gentleman came into District 1 and said, hey, I just want to tell you about this. I'm not going to say a whole lot other than about the phone call that I got, but about 5 o'clock this morning, up until 5 o'clock this morning, I was getting these phone calls from a guy that said, I have Brian, you need to pay me X amount of dollars or I'm going to kill him.
Cox says the man who went to CPD was a business associate of Brian's. He also thinks drugs played a part in Brian's death.
It revealed that he owed money to someone, and he had called the individual that was making the phone call, had called the drug dealer that Brian worked for and said, you either pay this amount of money by this time or we're going to kill him.
But it was too late.
No matter what someone does, in the end, they're still human.
Bridget and Shauna want people to focus on how much Brian was loved.
Still loved by many.
They feel people didn't care about Brian's murder because of his criminal past.
He was just murdered, thrown on the side of the road in his socks and boxers. And y'all have to bring this up. Like, that really hurt. That hurts.
And I wouldn't have ever guessed it to happen because he was so kind to plenty of people and he loved plenty of people.
Cox says authorities had a hard time talking to people about Brian.
Cincinnati PD interviewed lots of people in this case, but no one would say anything other than Brian's a nice guy, and that's all I got to say.
The detective says they've also hit several walls after getting leads.
We do have a voice recorded from that phone call, and we have dealt with the FBI and sent the FBI the phone call, and we have not been able to get any information back from them that has been of value to the case. In other words, determining, we gave them who we thought it was on the phone to try to compare the voice to, but we haven't had any luck with that.
Detective Cox, Shauna, and Bridget are asking anyone with information to please come forward.
It's hard. It's really hard. Like, you get choked up talking about it, like, and I think it's more frustrating because we don't know who did it.
He needs justice. We need justice. His family needs justice. Justice for Brian Jones.